Hey, you Bitcoiners out there that bought BTC at a higher price. Today it's trading just under 75,000. Show you a little hack here on how you could actually reduce your tax bill and get your entry back into Bitcoin at a lower basis. Say that your cost basis going in was $95,000. You sold it for 75,000. Today, you'd have a $20,000 loss. That'd be an unrealized loss for long-term or short-term, depending on your holding period. Obviously, if you're a long-term holder, this would work. If you're a short-term holder, it doesn't make any sense to do it. But even then, even if you're a short-term holder, it could make sense to do this because you're going to get a $20,000 loss. Let's say you bought one coin for 95, sold it today for 75,000. 10 minutes later, bought back in at 75,000. You still have your one coin. Okay, and it's going to cost you some fees if you're at a Coinbase or a bank or Fidelity or whatever. It's going to cost you some fees, probably somewhere between $700 and maybe $3,000 to take that loss. That would also be considered a tax event. But because of the wash sales what's called a wash sale does not apply. This is as of February 2026 IRS rules. I'll read it to you. Wash rules do not apply to direct cryptocurrency holdings like Bitcoin. The IRS treats BTC as property, not security. Per notice. I could never do this with a piece of real estate, by the way, because you couldn't sell it and buy back in at the same time. But because of the liquidity provided by Bitcoin, you could sell it, 10 minutes later, buy it again, reduce your cost basis, take a $20,000 loss. Heads up, that loss extends for long periods of time and is never expired, but you're limited to $3,000 against ordinary income per year. You can write off or claim the full $20,000 loss, capital loss this year, even if you buy back immediately at the $75,000 mark. That offset, though, other capital gains dollar for dollar, but if you don't have any other capital gains losses, you're tapped out at up to $3,000 on ordinary income. So it would take you about 6.5 years to expire that if you didn't have any other capital gains loss. The excess is always carried forward indefinitely. Super cool ruling. Your new cost basis on the repurchase BTC now would be $75,000, and you would have a tax loss asset on your financial statement, basically. This is for somebody that would have bought at 95, you'd sell it at 75, you'd acquire your $20,000 loss, you'd book it with the IRS against other capital gains. Let's say you made 20 grand on something else later in the year, you could offset that against that 20,000 and then pay no tax that year and still have your original position in the Bitcoin. This is a super cool ruling. Now, how could that work with the real estate Bitcoin hybrid that we have? Okay. Fund 28, take 1,000 Bitcoin, write off $20 million of losses, share that with our investor base. They could write up to 3,000 unless, of course, we had a $20,000 gain. Imagine if I sold the real estate this year, booked a $20,000 gain on that piece of real estate. I could then wipe out that gain with a $20 million paper loss because we sold the Bitcoin and rebought the position. Sold it at 1,000 Bitcoin, bought back in at 1,000. Again, there's going to be fees, probably $30,000 or $40,000 in fees. In this case, somewhere between $700 and maybe $3,000 in the one Bitcoin basis. But we would basically book a loss, sell the real estate, zero out our gain, owe no taxes to the IRS. This is not financial advice or tax advice. Check with your accountant. And that would position us that $20 million gain on the real estate. If we could sell it for $20 million more, I'm assuming that, okay, we would still own our Bitcoin with a lower cost basis, and we reduced any tax gain potentially from the sale of the real estate and still own our 1,000 Bitcoin. That's why I love putting these two assets together, by the way, the real estate and the Bitcoin. You know, one has tremendous stability, very, very conservative. It just keeps doing this over long periods of time. Even has some slight gradual dips or slumps, but over long periods of time, real estate, because the rent growth and inflation should grow in value. The Bitcoin's doing this crazy volatile thing. I just ran across this ruling. I've known about it for years, actually, before we got involved. And now I'm using a real practical looking at, okay, could I do this for our investors right now? We haven't made a decision to do or not do it, but could I wipe out a 5, 8, 10, 15, or $20 million loss, cap the loss, gain it, reacquire the Bitcoin, lower our cost basis, figure out how to write it off against some other gain that we have in our real estate portfolio. Good luck investing. Real estate, Bitcoin, by the way, this is not financial advice. As you know, this is just your guy, Grant Cardone, trying to figure out the game, learning the game, working out the game. You know, you got to make mistakes to get there. You got to do a lot of research to get there. It's not easy, but hey, nobody said it would be.